Now, normally when I like to do rebuttals, I like to actually go to a point, rebuttal a point, go to a point, rebuttal a point. The whole back and forth thing of I read this, then I rebuttal it, I read that, then I rebuttal it. You get the drill. But I'm just going to read the whole thing, and then I'm going to counter it individually once I've finished reading every one of these so-called bullet points. Because a 400 character limit for a fucking response is not a proper length to go into the inadequacies and insecurities of the dipshit that needs to write shit like this for attention. I'm sorry your mom and dad fucking hate you, but stop blaming everyone else for it. It's not their fault your parents suck. 7 minutes ago, so this is less than 10 minutes ago, motherfucker. Seriously, why are you still tagging motherfuckers and shit? This doesn't come off as trolling, this just comes off as obsession. Like, trolling is supposed to be subtle, it's supposed to be witty. This isn't subtle or witty, this is just creepy, fucking, and obsessive. To engage Stephen Damien. I love how you had to misspell my name intentionally because you think the edgy 12-year-old fucking gay joke is somehow still funny to people who don't have a massive brain tumor. 1. No child wants any of you clowns for a parent. How the fuck would you know? You don't know any of us outside of the internet. The only things you know about us are shit you've seen in like maybe 5 to 10 minute long videos. Maybe an hour at most. But that doesn't really tell you enough about a person's character and about their ethics or morals and about their ability to handle kids. That doesn't teach you anything about their ability to help raise a child or bring up a kid into this world. So I don't know why the fuck it is you're trying to act like you're like an expert on this matter because you're simply not. 2. Gage's girlfriend is not stupid enough to have a child with Gage. Look at his genes. Look at yours. 3. Steve and Damien both have forgotten that you actually have to have sex with a woman to become a father. I'm surprised you actually know that, given how limited your intellect is. Steve is a gay misogynist, and Damien is afraid of women. Alright, let's go into the deconstruction of this beautifully dumb fucking bullshit, shall we? Okay, well, let's make an actual extended rebuttal 2 points 1 through 3, shall we? No child wants to have any of your parents for a clown. Well, if we look at your behavior, you're the kind of person that if someone had you as a parent, they would most likely die of malnourishment or neglect. Because you seem like the kind of person who's just obsessed with being up everyone's ass, even if it means you have to neglect things that might be more meaningful in your personal life. Let's be honest. What do you do besides do this dumb shit all day? Where you obsessively skulk through people's shit left and right, trying to find anything at all to say that might get even remotely underneath someone's skin. Seriously. Do you do anything outside of the fucking internet? I mean, at least Sporty, you know Sporty has a job. You can give him credit for actually working and having hobbies that he actually wants to spend his time on. You? Can't even do that. I can't even give you that. Because any little bit of a point I want to give you for maybe, just maybe, this person isn't a complete no-life A-log is immediately fucking rebutted and debunked when you see the kind of stupid shit you do, where you tag someone dozens of times within the span of a week or two, because for whatever fucking reason, you don't have anything else to do with your time. I mean, let's be honest, if my life was as meaningless as yours was, where my only real way to socialize was to be an antagonistic shit to strangers that lived hundreds if not thousands of miles away, I would blow my own fucking head off. Like, I wouldn't be able to live a life knowing that this is my source of entertainment was just being an annoying jackass. You don't come off as funny. This isn't clever. This is not witty to anyone that has a reading level that's above a 3rd grade comprehension. It's basically equivalent of saying, "Lol, you're a doo-doo head." Yeah, great. Get a fucking job. And if you can't work for whatever reason, if you're too fucked up to work, then find a hobby that doesn't involve being a workless prick. 2. Gage's girlfriend is not stupid enough to have a child with Gage. Look at Gage's genes. The difference is, my genes, that child would most likely still be a savant when it comes down to the English language, and quite possibly be quite fit and quite healthy despite their physical appearance and their skull region. Whereas you, if someone was a child of yours, if they take after you, they're gonna get their ass kicked all the time by the other kids in school because they're gonna have dad's dumbass fucking habit of needing to be up everyone's ass about shit that's not their concern because they like being an antagonistic little fuckwit to everyone. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm still in a relationship. I'm still in a fulfilling long-term relationship. And what the fuck are you doing? Bitching and crying because other people are fucking happy. Because they're content with their line life and don't feel the need to take it out on others. Seriously, this is a lot of fucking projection. Put my pens away. It is a lot of projection because it's basically just, well, my life sucks and I'm miserable. And because you're happy with your lives, I'm mad at that. And I need to act like I'm fucking winning over you when I passive-aggressively bitch about it and trying to paint it as a negative. So more or less, you're just mad that other people are fucking happy and you're just trying to make their lives hard for no real fucking reason, except for the fact that you're anally chapped that said people are happy. Like, has it ever occurred to you that not everyone in the world wants to be a parent because the thought of something horrible happening to your children scares the shit out of you? I mean, fuck, people know what happened to me. They know what happened to some friends of mine, which explains why some of them are no longer with us. So yeah, if you live in a world with that fucking fear and paranoia of that happening to something so precious to you, i.e. your fucking children, you're not going to want to have them. You're not going to want to give children to the world that's going to be completely fucking indifferent to them, and that might destroy them emotionally and psychologically. And there won't really be shit you'll know about it unless they tell you if something's going on behind the scenes, because the strangers in the school or whatever are doing this to them and you don't know it. It's unlikely that it'll happen to the same fucking family twice in different generations, but at the same time, that kind of fear and uncertainty about who you can trust around your fucking kids is usually reason enough for you to not want to fucking have any. My genes are utterly fucking irrelevant because at least my kids won't turn out like you. Say what you want, but at least they'll still be sharper than your ass at 5 years old. Steve and Damien both forgotten that you actually have to have sex with a woman to become a father. No, Steve is gay. He obviously knows that he and Zach can't conceive a child. Damien, I am sure, is well aware of that fact as well. It's just the fact is one of them isn't even attracted to women, and the other one is content with being by themselves because they enjoy being able to do their own thing without having to constantly worry about whether they need to alter plans in order to accommodate someone else's schedule and someone else's day-to-day routine. That's kind of one of the little things you gotta learn to, I guess you can say, kind of learn to flex your schedule with, is when the other person also needs stuff done and they can't really do it themselves, on account of whether they be a transportation limitation or something to that effect. Like, as happy as relationships are, there's like a certain level of compromise that some people, albeit they're good people and they would do it if they knew it was necessary, they might not want to necessarily give up that freedom. They might not be content with to give up to that freedom because they might feel as though they enjoy their life as it stands. This seems to be the position that Damien and Steve are in right now. One of them being single, one of them being in a relationship with someone where they are unable to have children on account of their biological structures here. But the fact is, it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter whether or not someone can or can't have children, because let's be honest, with a parent like you, they'd turn out worse off than any of our fucking children, whether it be Steve or Zach adopting one, Mai or Kay having one, or Damien meeting a girl and eventually having one. None of these fucking things are relevant because at the end of the day, if we had kids, they'd still turn out better than you have. Because we would actually tell them no. We would actually try to get them to understand the point of discipline and rules and polite behavior. Teach them to act like a normal, functioning human being, instead of whatever the fuck your parents did for you, because it obviously didn't pan out well, because this is the shit you're doing now. Like, I'm just saying, you don't come off as witty or clever when the only rebuttal you get is someone just pointing out the stupidity of your statements, because it doesn't come off like you won the argument. It comes off like the dude's explaining to the dumbass little kid why his opinions just don't work in the real world. Steven is a gay misogynist. Well, here's the thing though, Steve's not a misogynist. Being critical of an artist for being fucking vain and shitty has nothing at all to do with their sex and everything to do with the fact they make shitty music. For example, I don't have a problem with Taylor Swift as a person. I just think her music's shit because it's all teenage girl breakup songs. There's no depth, there's no exploration of a human experience. It's basically just the same song with different remixes made year after year after year after year. And yet, for some reason, people are wondering why it is. It's hard to relate to someone whose entire repertoire of songs is entirely dependent upon her ability to not keep a relationship in a stable frame. Billie Eilish, let's be honest. Billie Eilish, I don't really like her as an artist. I don't know anything really about her as a person. But if I am to judge some of her opinions, when it comes down to how she's perfectly fine talking shit to ugly men, but when men talk smack to her, she cries victim, then yeah. You kind of deserve to be mocked and ridiculed when you act like an asshole to people and then say that they can't do the same to you. I mean, it must be so hard being so wealthy that you can literally spout out any fucking number of inane, pointless bullshit and have people swallow it whole, whereas other people actually have to work hard to be taken seriously by fucking anyone. But you know, why would that matter, right? But yeah, people's disagreement with an artist and how their music is not the same thing as being a misogynist. Up the shut fuck. People's disagreements with Kathy Griffin, for example, had nothing at all to do with her being a woman. It had to do with the fact that she made like a borderline terroristic threat around about decapitating Trump at one point, which actually scared the shit out of his kids. But there was also the fact that she openly allied herself with a fucking group like PETA, who euthanizes half the fucking animals they get because they refuse to actually take care of them. But remember, what are those pesky facts doing in your bullshit stories? I'm just saying, those pesky facts, dude, they always get in the way. I swear to God, they get in the way. I don't know. I don't know, man. Damien is afraid of women. There's a difference between being afraid of women and then there's looking at the current dating culture and saying, I'm just not really a fan of how this goes. Because you got people trying to put people on blast for not wanting to go to a 5-star dinner on the first date. You got people who put their husbands or boyfriends through these stupid fucking challenges where they film them doing something trying to embarrass them. And yet, for some reason, people are supposed to look at this and say, yes, this is the culture I want to put myself out there in. This is the situation I want to put myself in. Where I go around and possibly risk being humiliated by a total fucking stranger because I refuse to spend $200 on filet mignon and a bottle of wine for what could have easily been just a cup of coffee and a couple sandwiches. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of Killer Creed's retarded-ass exposing series. I'm exposing you! I'm exposing you! No, you're literally just making mountains out of fucking molehills because you want to win a petty fucking internet squabble that literally no one else gives a real degree of a shit about except you. The only reason I'm making this video right now is because it's fun to laugh at dumb shit and point and laugh at the idiot that thinks he's making a valid point. See this? Point and laugh. Ha ha! Ha ha! Seriously, just point and fucking laugh. That's all I can do. You're so fucking stupid. Do you think this comes off as witty to people that aren't retarded? Seriously, you're the kind of person that even the functionally retarded look at and say, well, at least I'm not that guy. And then they walk away with their fucking helmets on. Seriously, dude, try harder. Try smarter. And you still won't fucking make a point.